Welcome. You are listening to the Audio Information Network of Colorado. This recording is intended to be used solely by individuals with barriers to print.
Thank you for joining us for audiobook news read from AudioFile magazine. My name is Sarah. Today we're going to start off with fiction titles, and we have a featured author, that's Zadie Smith. And the review is for The Fraud, read by Zadie Smith. Zadie Smith expertly performs her historical novel inspired by true events. It's 1873, and Miss Eliza Touche, a Scottish housekeeper, is watching the trial of a working-class Australian man who claims to be the true inheritor of a great estate and title. Mrs. Touche begins thinking about her cousin, William Ainsworth, a formerly great novelist now down on his luck, who she suspects never actually wrote any of his novels himself. Is her cousin a fraud too? Smith's performance is an equal match to her prose. Her narration possesses considerable emotional depth, and she delivers lines with her characteristic searing wit. Smith's ear for accents turns into a perfectly performed dialogue for characters from every corner of London. It's available from Penguin Audio, 12.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-3788776 for $25. Books on Tape as the library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-3788783 for $95. And more listening from Zadie Smith includes Grand Union Stories, read by Zadie Smith and Doc Brown, available unabridged from Penguin Audio. Trade edition digital download, Books on Tape as the library edition digital download. Intimations, 6 essays, read by Zadie Smith, available unabridged from Penguin Audio. Trade edition digital download. Books on Tape as the library edition digital download. Swing Time, read by Pippa Bennett Warner, available unabridged from Penguin Audio, trade edition digital download, Books on Tape as the library edition digital download. And finally, White Teeth, read by Lenny Henry, Pippa Bennett Warner, Ray Panthaki, and Sagar Arya, available unabridged from Penguin Audio, trade edition digital download. Books on Tape again has the library edition digital download. And now for some more fiction titles. Don't Forget to Write by Sarah Goodman Confino, read by Helen Laser. It's fun listening to narrator Helen Laser depict 20-year-old Marilyn's adventures while visiting her great-aunt Ada in 1960s Philadelphia. She's been sent there after being caught kissing the rabbi's son. Marilyn is no shrinking violet and can give as good as she gets, as can Ada, the queen of Philadelphia's Jewish matchmakers. She employs Marilyn to vet young Jewish men for her clientele. When Marilyn meets several charming young men herself, Ada gives her a typewriter and encourages her writing. Laser is pitch perfect in her characterizations of the formidable but empathetic Ada and the clever but not yet fully formed Marilyn. This listening treat is part coming-of-age story and part romance, with family secrets galore. It's available from Brilliance Audio, 9 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 979-84001-41911 for $35.99, also as CD or MP3. Land of Milk and Honey by C. Pam Jang, read by Eunice Wong. Eunice Wong performs this immersive novel about a female Asian American chef who is experiencing an apocalyptic event in Earth's near future. The unnamed narrator is unable to return to the U.S. after smog covers the globe, blocking the sunlight and killing most of a planet's plants and animals. To escape impending disaster, the chef takes a job cooking for a billionaire who lives in an isolated compound located on a mountaintop above the smog. As the chef falls in love, creates new dishes, and ponders what her future has in store, Wong beautifully captures her narrative voice. Wong's performance adds layers of emotional depth to a compelling story, creating one of the must-listen audiobooks of the year. It's available from Penguin Audio, 8 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 059-378-8981 for $20. Books on tape as the library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-378-8998 for $76. The Refugee Ocean by Paul Stotungi, read by Ali Andre Ali, Suhaila El Attar Young, and Jackie Sanders. Three extraordinary narrators guide listeners through two timelines, 3 lives, and multiple locations involving the immigrant experience. Marguerite, intelligently portrayed by Suhaila El Attar Young, is musically gifted and composes brilliant sonatas even as civil war rages in Beirut in 1922. Ali Andre Ali is terrific while recounting a story set 50 years later involving Naim, a young Syrian and gifted pianist who is maimed in an Aleppo bombing. Tying the two stories together is wise, witty American Annabelle, who is wonderfully portrayed by Jackie Sanders. From Lebanon to Cuba, from Syria to America, the sensitive prose offers painful insights into war and its effects on those displaced. But it's the top-notch performances and music that will resonate with listeners. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 9.5 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-179-716-3826 for $19.99. Night Watch by Jane Ann Phillips, read by Carissa Vacker, Theo T. Stockman, and Maggie Meg Reed. Good performances abound in this audiobook. At its heart is Connolly, a child swept up in the cruelty and uncertainty of the antebellum South. Carissa Vacker, the primary narrator, is a strong voice throughout the production. Similarly, Theo Stockman's performance of male points of view and Maggie Meg Reed's renditions of the female characters are well-paced and emotionally charged. Connolly's little family is shattered by wartime violence, and the best moments in the audiobook are centered around the interactions among characters. Episodes unfold in a tangled order, and it takes a patient listener to follow along. Some sections languish due to stilted language and belaboured points, but the story is largely engrossing, and all in all the narrators do a fine job with the material. It's available from Random House Audio, 10.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-378-7922 for $20. Books on tape as the library edition, digital download, ISBN 978-059-378-7939 for $76. The Museum of Failures by Thriti Umrigar, read by Vikas Adam. Vikas Adam gives a wonderfully affecting performance of this audiobook about almost everything: parent-child relationships, family secrets, immigration, disability, adoption, elder care, marriage, and friendship. With his gift for illuminating moments of emotional complexity, Adam immerses listeners in the complex dynamics between 30-something Remy, who returns to India from the U.S. for the first time since his father's death, and the formidable erratic mother he remembers, but who may no longer exist because of severe illness. Adam expertly inhabits each family member, friend, or hospital staff person with precision, clarity, and a generous heart. He impressively creates female and children's voices that sound natural. Adam's narrative talent shines in his perceptive performance of this winning story. It's available from Algonquin Books, 12.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-863-2642 for $27.99. And now let's take a look at titles in the Classics, Drama and Poetry section, starting with Elizabeth and Her German Garden by Elizabeth von Arnim, read by Lucy Scott. Never has there been a more accurate title than that of this audiobook. Indeed, the story, first published in 1898, is all about Elizabeth, a woman of means with unparalleled devotion to the flower she nurtures outside her door. Lucy Scott is an excellent narrator for this work, as she appears to relish the extensive lists of plantings and the vivid emotions attached to each. Her voice is clear and enthusiastic, with distinct tones for the few human characters populating Elizabeth's world. The energy Scott brings to the audiobook plays a key role in keeping the listener engaged, since the text is largely descriptive and offers little in the way of plot. Still, there is something soothing about imagining Elizabeth's tea roses, sundial, and sweet peas in their glory. It's available from Naxos Audiobooks, 3.75 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download for $10.94. The Asking, New and Selected Poems by Jane Hirshfield, read by Jane Hirshfield. Jane Hirshfield is a wonderful poet and essayist, although not in this collection, with a wonderfully broad range of interests. Among the poems here is an ode to buttons. She is also a fine reader of her own work. Her voice has a consistently soft texture from which she manages to wring a considerable range of emotion, always sounding as though she is speaking directly and personally to the listener. While the nominal subjects of the new and selected poems here have varied widely over the years, Hirshfield's general themes have remained consistent: an exploration of the natural world and our place in it, and the role of spirituality in our appreciation of that place. It's available from Random House Audio, 5.5 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-379-1783 for $15. Books on tape as the library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-379-1790 for $47.50. Twilight Sleep by Edith Wharton, read by Carrington McDuffie. No one captures old New York society like Edith Wharton, and no one could perform this satirical audiobook better than Carrington McDuffie. With a gift for tone and a wide array of character voices, McDuffie brings us a complex story of family status and social flaws that seems in many ways wholly contemporary. The audiobook takes place in 1920s America, yet McDuffie captures marital discord, family intrigue, and a general desire for ease and personal peace that most listeners can understand in the 21st century. Pacing and phrasing make the audiobook an engaging listen, and McDuffie's strong voice is a powerful guide throughout the text. While the plot can stall occasionally, McDuffie keeps the momentum going with her performance, leading listeners from scene to scene with verve. It's available from Blackstone Audio, 9.25 hours unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 979-820-094-0011 for $22.95. Also available as CD or MP3. Library edition, CD, ISBN 979-821-2512985 for $82, also available as digital download. The Gallic War by Julius Caesar, read by David Timson. Caesar's history of his campaigns in Gaul, Germany, and Britain, while not colourless, it includes political strife, battles, ambushes, and acts of heroism, is brisk and dry. David Timson's sonorous voice and rounded tones don't mirror the spareness of Caesar's account, but instead enrich it, making it more approachable and easier to take in. He tends to turn groups of sentences into rhetorical periods, which sometimes in the pattern of their rise and fall may be repetitive, but the effect is pleasantly listenable. The precision of his pronunciation and delivery, and his adherence to the sense and tone of the text, keeps the narration crisp. Timson's performance, giving flesh to Caesar's bare-bones account, enhances the pleasure of this classic work of military history. It's available from Naxos Audiobooks, 9 hours long, unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-178-198-4369 for $27. Elmer Gantry by Sinclair Lewis, read by Adam Sims. Spreading the gospel, partaking of a drink or two, and making a few bucks. What could be more American? Adam Sims gives a tour-de-force performance, evocatively capturing Sinclair Lewis's keenly observed satire of the evangelical Christian movement of the early 20th century Midwest. The corrupt, manipulative, completely indiscreet Elmer Gantry starts off as a college frat boy. As an adult, he sells farm implements and then becomes a nationally recognized minister and moral leader. Sims is especially adept at the character's Midwestern accents, as Gantry talks himself into and out of trouble with his wife, father-in-law, girlfriends, fellow pastors, and the police. Vibrant, slyly humorous, and thoroughly entertaining, Lewis's 1927 bestseller scandalized church leaders and was banned in Boston. A true American original. It's available from Naxos Audiobook, 17.25 hours long unabridged. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-178-198-4765 for $44. And we move on now to children and family listening titles, starting with The International House of Dereliction by Jacqueline Davis, read by Suzanne Tarn. Whether she's expressing the quandaries of Alice, a unique 10-year-old, her quirky parents, or of a troubled ghost who live next door, Suzanne Tarn is remarkable at animating the vivid characters in this story. Tarn excels also at pacing, beginning breezily as Alice uses the skills she learned from her father to remake the house next door and builds relationships with 4 ghosts. Tarn captures the tension between the ghosts' deadlines for fulfilling their unfinished business and the looming date of the house's demolition. Tarn's pace and intensity mount as Alice takes on a frightening spectre and demolition crews. Family gifts, stories, and finally her father come to Alice's rescue. Mystery, Alice's resourcefulness and kindness, and a lively narration make this a great family listen. It's available from Harper Audio, 7 hours long, unabridged, recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-006-325-8112 for $27.99. Tessa Mayata is No Hero by Julie Abbey, read by Surasu. Narrator Surasu creates a youthful, determined voice for almost 7th grader Tessa, who is heading to Japan for the summer to visit her paternal grandparents after getting in trouble at her summer camp in San Francisco. Before leaving, Tessa was visited by a mysterious figure who gave her multiple warnings of imminent danger. With great zeal, Sue establishes unique voices for all of the characters Tessa encounters, including new frenemy Jin, while trying to save her family and the world from peril. Listeners will cheer Tessa on as she overcomes her insecurities and finds the strength to defeat the evil villain in this story about the importance of family and friendship. It's available from Hachette Audio, 8.5 hours long, unabridged. Recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-166-862-8669 for $18.99. Something Like Home by Andrea Beatriz Arango, read by Almarie Guerra. Almarie Guerra gently reinforces the line breaks of this novel in verse, but her emphasis is placed more strongly on its characters' emotions. 11-year-old Laura is sorting out a range of feelings as she copes with having been removed from her family. Guerra reflects Laura's discomfort and anger at being placed in the home of an aunt who never seemed to care about her family. Soon Laura expresses guilt that it was she who placed the 911 call that resulted in her parents being taken to rehab. This is an audio with lots of interiority, and Guerra meets these demands with seeming ease. She shows Laura's growth as she trains an abandoned puppy, bonds with a compassionate classmate, and grows to understand the complications of loving parents who struggle with addiction. It's available from Listening Library, 3.5 hours long, unabridged. Recommended for ages 10 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-374-7698 for $14. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-374-7704 for $34. Greenwild, The World Behind the Door by Parry Thompson, read by Sophia Nombetti. Narrator Sophia Nomvetti creates a determined voice for Daisy, who is sent to boarding school while her mum, a world-renowned journalist, chases down a story in the Amazon rainforest. When her mum then goes missing, Daisy sets out to find her and stumbles into Greenwild, a world in which botanists use green magic to grow plants. She learns that she and her mother are also botanists, and that there is an evil plot to hunt them down. Nomvetti gives a passionate performance, establishing a unique voice for each character. Listeners and environmentalists alike will be intrigued by this fantastical world and the characters Nomvetti brings to life in this grand adventure. It's available from Macmillan Audio, 9 hours long unabridged, recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-125-028-9759 for $19.99. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-125-0330048 for $54.99. The Dark Lord's Daughter by Patricia C. Reed, read by Nadia Verde and Brian Thomas Abraham. Nadia Verde and Brian Thomas Abraham team up to narrate this creative fantasy to great effect. Abraham begins each chapter with deviously petty instruction from The Dark Traditions. His lovely baritone and classic English accent amplify the hilarious absurdity. Verde aptly narrates the majority of a story. Kayla, an adopted 14-year-old, is visiting the state fair when she and her family are magicked away to Zaradwin. Assigned a new role and demeanor, Kayla sets out to better her kingdom. Verde does a phenomenal job with all the voices, smoothly transitioning between characters of different ages, genders, and accents. She particularly shines as Macavinci, a beautifully artificial-sounding computer-generated voice with a male timbre, adding humour and heart to the story. It's available from Listening Library, 10.25 hours long, unabridged. Recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-374-7155 for $25. Library edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-374-7162 for $63. Kin, Rooted in Hope by Carol Boston Weatherford, read by Janina Edwards and Leon Nixon. Janina Edwards and Leon Nixon deliver the poems Weatherford composed as she journeyed, literally and figuratively, to understand her family history. In particular, she renders how its power and continuity were interrupted by the horrors of enslavement by the Lloyd family on their Maryland plantation. Both narrators are dedicated to emphasizing line breaks and carefully chosen words that evoke imagery and feelings as Weatherford explores the past. While Nixon's narration is more straightforward, Edwards often uses accents and emotions to strengthen her portrayals. Some of the poems are told through the lens of history, while others are viewed through the poet's experiences while searching for connections. Some are linked to others, some are standalones. Many have unanswerable questions about progenitors intended to aid listeners' imaginations. It's available from Simon & Schuster Audio, 2.25 hours long unabridged, recommended for ages 10 and up. Trade edition, digital download, ISBN 978-179-7167282 for $14.99. Half Moon Summer by Elaine Vickers, read by Mark Sandilan and Charlie Flight. Narrator Mark Sandilan establishes a youthful voice for 12-year-old Drew, who is dreading a summer without his best friend who's moved away from Half Moon Bay. Narrator Charlie Flight adds a mellow voice for 12-year-old Mia, who is also spending the summer in Half Moon Bay while her dad heads to Alaska to take care of her sick grandmother. Drew and Mia find solace in preparing for and running a big race later in the summer. Sandilan and Flight both capture the feelings and emotions of Drew and Mia as their summers become even more tumultuous. Listeners will enjoy this realistic story about the importance of family and friendship, especially during difficult times. It's available from Listening Library, 4 hours long unabridged, recommended for ages 8 and up. Trade Edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3740217 for $15. Library Edition digital download, ISBN 978-059-3740224 for $38. And that is me out of time for today. So thank you for joining us for Audiobook News. My name is Sarah.
The Audio Information Network of Colorado. Bringing print to life, to life, to life, to life.
Are you a first-time parent? Benefits.gov can help. With over 1,100 government benefits, they can assist you based on your needs. Here are 5 benefit programs for new parents. Early childhood development is crucial for your child's health and future. The Head Start and Early Head Start programs provide early childhood development services for low-income families, helping children develop social skills, school readiness, and healthy physical development. As a parent, you can also receive support to create a stable home environment for your child. Child care resources can be expensive, but necessary for working parents. The Child Care and Development Fund helps low-income families with children under 13 afford child care, ensuring their safety and well-being while parents work or attend school. The Child Care Resource and Referral Services Program can help you find child care programs that meet your needs. Vaccinating your child is important, and the Vaccines for Children (VFC) program provides free vaccines to children under 19 who are not covered by health insurance. Check your state's immunization program if not covered under VFC. Contact your state's VFC coordinator to locate a provider. Nutrition help for your family is essential for your baby's health. The Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children, WIC, offers support for pregnant and breastfeeding mothers and parents with children under 5. WIC provides nutrition education, vouchers, coupons, and breastfeeding help. For more benefits, visit www.benefits.gov and use the Benefit Finder to discover other programs you may be eligible for. Take advantage of these valuable resources for first-time parents. Visit www.benefits.gov today.
Are you struggling with vision loss or know someone who is? The Lighthouse for the Visually Impaired and Blind is here to support you. Introducing the Adjustment to Vision Loss Program, or AVL, designed to help adults and seniors accept and adjust to vision loss while improving their self-esteem. Led by experienced instructor Nancy Branchiforte, this program focuses on addressing the mental and emotional aspects of vision loss. Through guided discussions, personalized activities, and a supportive community, participants can process their feelings, adjust to the way people treat them, and rediscover their self-worth. Whether you have recently experienced vision loss or have been living with it for some time, AVL can provide valuable support and guidance. Best of all, the program is free. For more information, call 727-815-0303 or visit www.lvib.org. That's 727-815-0303 or visit www.lvib.org. Don't navigate this journey alone. Lighthouse is here to help.